Everything Weather by Kathy Furgang. Chapter 3, Weather Predictions. Let's read the caption to see what this photograph is showing us. Modern weather forecasters use computers to predict the weather, but they still rely on weather balloons to collect raw data. The balloons were first invented in 1896. Now, about 900 weather balloons get released around the world every day. They travel 20 miles, that's 32 kilometers, into the air to get the information weather predictors need. So this must be showing us a weather balloon. Weather watching, past and present. There's quite a few different sections. There's one here, some fun facts, some interesting information, caption that's describing this picture, and weather all about history. I'm going to start here. For centuries, people didn't understand how the weather worked. They thought powerful forces were in control. So people made offerings to gods in hopes that the gods would grant good weather. Over time, they used their observations of the sky and clouds to predict the weather. Clear moon, frost soon. But they weren't very accurate. In the mid-1600s, scientists finally developed the basic tools of modern weather prediction, the thermometer and the barometer. From then on, weather watchers kept records and noticed trends using these instruments. Weather prediction became more reliable, but nature still had the advantage. It wasn't until well into the 20th century that scientists had the data and technology to predict the weather with much accuracy. Plus, engineering techniques are improving constantly. We can't control the weather, but we can make more accurate predictions and take steps that save more lives. In the first half of the 20th century, for example, storms sometimes made the Thames River overflow in London, England, in the United Kingdom. In 1982, engineers completed the Thames Barrier, one of the largest movable flood barriers in the world. It is considered an engineering marvel. Even today, ever-changing weather keeps challenging meteorologists and engineers to come up with the next big idea. And here you can see a picture of that Thames Barrier that they were talking about. Weather alert. Count the chirps a cricket makes in 15 seconds. Add 37 to find the temperature in Fahrenheit. Oops, turn the page back. By the numbers. 4 is the most Category 5 hurricanes on record in one Atlantic hurricane season. That happened in 2005. 6 is the number of months in the Atlantic hurricane season. 136 degrees Fahrenheit, 58 degrees Celsius, is the highest temperature recorded in Libya in 1922. 226 is the greatest number of tornadoes in a 24-hour period. That happened in the United States, April 27th through the 28th, 2011. I'm going to read about this picture next. What is it showing? A shocking discovery. Ben Franklin, an early American statesman and inventor, used a kite to determine that lightning was a form of electricity. In June 1752, he built a kite from wooden sticks, a silk handkerchief, and some twine. He attached a wire antenna to the kite and a metal key to the string and released the contraption into storm clouds above a field. Lightning struck the wire and traveled through the kite and string to the key. When Franklin touched the key with his hand, he received a jolt. Don't try this yourself. Afterward, Franklin placed a lightning rod on his roof and attached it by wires to a bell. When lightning struck, the bell would ring. And there you can see Ben Franklin with his kite and the electricity, the lightning, and the clouds. Weather sayings. These observations got handed down as memorable sayings that you might still hear today. They aren't reliable. Check the weather report instead. Red sky in the morning, sailors take warning. Red sky at night, sailors delight. Clear nights mean cold days. If a circle forms round the moon, then it will rain very soon. Rain before 7, stops by 11. In a green sky, the cows will fly. And weather that made history. Bad weather can mess up a picnic, but can it ruin a battle or a shuttle launch? As you know, not even generals and scientists can control the weather. Read about 3 important historical events that were affected by the weather. Atlantis space launch. The atmospheric conditions for NASA's space shuttle launches in Florida had to be just right, clear and cloudless. Delays due to cloudy or stormy weather were common. Just 2 days before the final launch of the U.S. Space Shuttle Atlantis, weather forecasters predicted a 70% chance of cancellation due to a stormy weather system. But weather, as you know, can change quickly, and it did that day. The final launch took place on July 8, 2011, right on schedule. The Battle of Normandy. The D-Day invasion of Normandy, France, helped turn the tide during the World War II, but it almost didn't happen because of the weather. For weeks before the battle, the weather was so horrendous that the invasion had to be delayed from late May until early June. Despite continuing rain, the momentous battle took place on June 6, 1944. Valley Forge. The winter of 1777 was the lowest point of the American Revolution, and the weather did not help. George Washington's troops suffered terribly from freezing temperatures at Valley Forge, Pennsylvania. Many died or threatened to quit the army.